13,220 tonight. It was sold out. Klein fight was fight of the night. Performance of the night was Walker and Quinlan. They all won $50,000.
All right, Dana. Well, obviously, not a way we want to see a main event end, any fight end. Give us your reaction to the eye poke and how it all went out.
I mean, I feel the way everybody feels. Great showing, shitty ending, you know. I think that after the Jones fight, a lot of people wrote Ciryl Gane off. He looked damn good tonight.
Yeah, what did you think about the fight on its way to the eye poke? What did you take from those 4 minutes?
Good. Looked like we were in for a few rounds, and it was going to be a good fight.
It would seem obvious that a rematch is right on the cards. Would you like to just rebook these guys as soon as Tom is able to get back in there?
Yeah. Total pain in the ass, but yes.
Yeah. Have you got any medical update on Tom, or is it still too soon?
He's on his way to the hospital.
It's a bit of a weird question, right? It was ruled a no contest because of an unintentional eye poke. What does it take to make an eye poke intentional, and is there even a way you could ever prove that?
Who the fuck knows? Who gives a shit? What are you going to do?
I know we, tried to do new gloves before, and that kind of didn't work out. Is there anything we can do to stop these eye pokes? Would you ever look at maybe trying to change the gloves again, or is it just part of the sport? Just shit happens.
Yeah. I mean, no matter what you do with the glove, I mean, they're going to happen.
And what did you think for the rest of the card? Obviously, Mackenzie Dern winning the title. What did you think of that fight and that performance?
What did I think of the Dern fight? Yeah, those two literally beat the shit out of each other. Yeah.
Dinner here.
Hey.
What did you make of Umar, his performance in there? Because I think a lot of people, they wanted to see something spectacular from him after the Merab fight, and even he said maybe he even underestimated Mario. So it seems like that's performance both guys kind of left as like higher in the eyes of fans.
What are you saying? The fans think that what?
They were equally as impressed with Mario's performance in there.
Yeah.
Like he had him scouted.
Well, I think going into that fight, we all expected him to do well. He was seriously motivated. He's a very talented guy, and he did well. It was a great fight. He did a great job. He didn't get dominated the way, that team dominates people.
The other heavyweight fight on the main card, Volkov, Jailton, Almeida. It seemed like even though Jailton got all the takedowns in control, he just wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
Even Ben Askren.
Listen, you.
Well, Ben Askren was like, "What is Jailton like allergic to throwing punches in there?" Was his exact phrase.
You can't win a fight by just laying on top of somebody. That's not how it works. So, I was actually very happy with the way the judges scored that fight.
Azamat Mirzakhanov, seems like you have another new contender at light heavyweight. Alberg was in attendance. Yuri just won. You got another new guy, fresh face for the champion. What did you make of his performance?
I agree with you 100%. I mean, that was a jab, pretty much. The guy's incredibly powerful, and he's going to be fun to watch.
And I know you matchmake on Tuesdays, but Hamdi and Walter Walker were both back here, and they both want to fight each other on the UFC Qatar fight. Hamdi was actually back here watching the fight, and he's like, let's see if you can do that to me, essentially. Is that something you would consider booking?
I don't know. We'll talk about it on Tuesday.
Дана, поздравляю.
Hey, how are you?
Поздравляю вас с очередным турниром. Умара Нурмагомедова секундировал его брат Усман Нурмагомедов. Я видел, что вы очень тепло с ним поздоровались на церемонии взвешивания. Плюс сейчас еще один легковес из зала Хабиба Нурмагомедова пополнил ростер лиги PFL. И значит ли это, что Усмана в ближайшее время подпишет UFC?
Congratulations on the great event. You had Umar Nurmagomedov fighting today, and in his corner was his brother Usman Nurmagomedov. You spoke to him at the weigh-ins, or you greeted him at the weigh-ins, and also we had another signee from the Contender Series, a lightweight from that same gym, right? So it seems as though you have a pretty tight relationship with that team. Can we expect Usman to also make it into the UFC soon?
We have an incredible relationship with them. I don't know the answer to that question. I would have to talk to the matchmakers.
У нас отличные отношения со всей командой и со всеми ними, но я не знаю, нужно будет поговорить с матчмейкерами.
Помимо UFC вы теперь занимаетесь и боксом, и вот совсем недавно Федор Емельяненко заявил, что хотел бы провести боксерский бой с Мирко Филипповичем Крокопом. Они, скорее всего, подерутся в Сербии. А хотели бы вы к себе на ваш боксерский турнир вот эту вот пару?
You're now doing boxing as well, and very recently, Fedor Emelianenko, said that he wants to do a boxing match with Mirko Krokop. Would you be interested in having that pair box in the UFC promotion?
Those are not the kind of boxing matches that I'm going to be doing. I'm sure there are plenty of people that would love to do that boxing match. I am not one of them.
Это не та пара, которая интересует меня в моей лиге. Я уверен, что многие люди захотят их себе принять, но нет, это не мой бой.
И последний вопрос от меня. Я мечтал его задать на том турнире, где дерется Вероника Харди, но вот как-то не доехать было в Штаты ни разу. Вероника Харди уже в 7-й раз открывает турниры. Она каждый раз в первом бою турниров UFC выступает. А вы можете рассказать, с чем это связано?
I wanted to ask you in the States, but I wasn't able to get into the States. I want to talk about the tournament where Veronica Hardy once again was the opener for the entire event, and this is like the 7th time she's been opening it. Is there a reason why she's always the first fight of the night?
That's a good question. I don't know. Where would he like her to be?
Это отличный вопрос. А где ты хочешь, чтобы она дралась? На карте?
Не знаю, ну не в 8-й раз в первом бою.
I don't know, but maybe not 8th time the opener of the event.
I will move her just for you, sir.
Специально для тебя подвину ее.
Спасибо большое.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Dana right here. Is there an update on Nasrat Haqparast? Because
Yeah,
that
he's
was-
good. We literally got it walking through the door.
That's
I mean, I don't know if he's good, but he's healthy. He's, he's very upset, but he's healthy.
And I know that you said you'd want to do the rematch between Tom and Ciryl. It's very fresh, but any potential timeline for that? Like maybe January, the kick off the Paramount card?
Yeah, I mean, they're both in shape, other than whatever's wrong with his eye. Both guys are not injured, so as soon as possible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Then what about the rule? It's only the second time in a championship fight that we do have a no contest for such thing. We just have to go by the judges and the fighters' will. That's just the way it is. For him to say after 5 minutes, I can no longer continue. What I'm trying to figure out is there different levels of eye pokes? You see what I'm saying?
Nobody sees what you're saying, sir.
It's only up to the fighter to stay whether or not he wants to continue.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
Well, yeah. What am I going to say? Hey, Tom. No, you're going to keep fighting.
Ciryl tried to tell him or go toward him, and Jason Arzog said, "Don't talk to the opponent at that point." So I guess they were trying to figure out to one another.
You can't, just like, I can't make people fight, right? If I want to put together a fight, I can't make people fight. And you definitely can't make somebody continue if they feel they've been injured. Only Tom knows what happened. Could he see, couldn't he see, could he continue? Only he knows that.
I appreciate your answer.
Yep.
Thank you.
Дэйна, приветствую.
Yep.
Я здесь. Дэйна? I'm here.
Hi. Yeah, okay.
Yes. Хотелось бы задать вопрос про Александра Волкова. Вот сегодня он победил Желтона Алмейда довольно близким решением, и многие в комментариях сейчас считают, что таким образом как будто бы судьи вернули Александру должок за бой с Ганом. Для вас это так выглядело?
I want to ask about the Volkov fight. He won today with a pretty close split decision, and this way, a lot of people in the comment section said that maybe this was a here's your victory back for that fight that he was supposed to win against Gane but didn't. So he basically got his whatever he was owed back then. He got it replenished today with his victory.
Start that over for me. What?
This was a very close split decision, right? And it was on the Volkov side. So,
okay.
And then the last split decision that was in Vegas back last year in December, it went the opposite direction. So
Okay.
today you basically gave him, not you, but the judges gave him back what he was owed in December. Do you feel that way?
Do I feel that way? Never even crossed my mind.
Даже не задумался об этом.
Еще, если можно,
Are you with that gentleman back there? No, you guys together?
если,
Sorry, sir.
если можно еще вопрос о Волкове. Вот после его прошлого боя с Сирилом Ганом вы к нему подошли и сказали, что его, мягко говоря, ограбили, вы немножко жестче выразились, и что, как я понял, его должен был ждать титульный бой. Почему все-таки дали Сирилу Гану титульник?
One more question about Volkov, if I could. After his split decision loss to Gane in December, you came up to him and in oh so many words said that he was robbed. You said something different, but I'm just going to say that you told him he was robbed. Do you think, could you explain why it was at the end Ciryl Gane who ended up getting the title fight as opposed to Volkov, who you yourself thought was robbed the decision?
Well, it doesn't matter what I think. It's the judges. The judges made a decision, just like tonight. And, like I said tonight, I'm glad that the judges gave him the fight. I think he deserved the fight. I think he won. You can't win a fight by not doing anything. You can't just lay on somebody and win a fight. And then Ciryl Gane got the title fight because he's the #1 contender.
Ну, как я уже сказал, что я очень рад, что отдали сегодня решение Волкову, потому что нельзя выиграть бой, просто лежа на человеке, ничего не делая, нужно что-то делать. Поэтому я очень рад, что отдали ему решение. А насчет того, что Ciryl Gane получил возможность драться за титул, но он #1 contender, да, он первый, поэтому ему дали.
И последний вопрос от меня. Сейчас понятно, что, скорее всего, организуют незамедлительный реванш Сирилу Гану и Тому Аспиналу, но можно ли сейчас сказать, что следующим точно будет Волков, и ему для этого не нужно будет проводить еще один бой?
For now, we're saying that, of course, you're going to probably rebook the main event that was today, probably rebook it as soon as possible. But after today, can we say that likely Volkov is now the official #1 contender, the victory, whoever wins that is going to fight Volkov?
I have no idea what's going to happen. First of all, I can sit here right now. The fight just got over however long ago. What makes sense is to do the rematch. It makes sense. Sitting here tonight, I say, yeah, that makes sense. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. Anything can happen between now and, when I get him. We're not talking this Tuesday. I go from here to Saudi. I go to Qatar, then Saudi. I'm still here for another 8 or 9 days. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not saying anybody's going to be a #1 contender outside of Ciryl Gane. I don't know. But right here, right now, being honest, which I never do this ever, is talk about, what next fight's going to happen. The rematch is what makes sense.
Наверное, то, что сейчас нужно сделать, это, конечно же, дать им возможность все-таки подраться еще раз, переделать это, то, что сегодня не случилось. Я в этот вторник я даже не буду решать, кто будет драться следующим, потому что я еще здесь остаюсь 8 дней, поэтому в этот вторник мы назначать не будем. Пока что, только что закончился бой, из того, что я понимаю, самое то, что, вроде бы как должно произойти, это рематч. После этого мы будем смотреть, кто будет контендер #1. Сейчас я не могу сказать. Сейчас Ciryl Gane контендер #1.
Unfortunately for Volkov, he won the fight tonight, which I thought he should have, but there's been lots of bad decisions in the UFC. So I'm glad that went that way for him. Unfortunately for him, the main event was a nightmare and, doesn't make him the #1 contender right now.
Для Волкова хорошо то, что он все-таки победил, да, ему дали решение, он победил, это очень хорошо. Что очень плохо для Волкова, это то, что сегодняшний бой, который должен был определить чемпиона, он не случился, не состоялся, поэтому придется ждать, поэтому у него и хорошее, и плохое сегодня.
Thank you, Dana.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. I would like to ask you, with the Reader defeat last week, is Imavov officially the #1 contender? And if yes, when can this fight happen?
Since the Reader was defeated last week, and will Nasruddin Imavov be the #1 contender officially now that the Reader was deleted?
I have no idea. I have no idea, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dana, right here, I'm going to ask in Russian so he can translate. Вы всегда приезжаете на ивенты, когда, на какой-то рынок первый раз приходите, даже если это Fight Night event, а не номерной. Планируете ли вы посетить турнир в Катаре лично?
Whenever we go to a new market, even if it's a fight night, you always come in personally to that event. Are you planning to go to Qatar for the first
Yes,
time?
I'll be in Qatar too.
Да, обязательно буду.
Разговаривали ли вы с Трампом, потому что недавно в Катаре была ситуация, связанная с ударами?
Have you spoken to Trump because recently there's been some aggravation that's happening with the politics there in Qatar?
He was literally sitting tonight on the runway in Qatar and wouldn't leave the plane. He had the dignitaries from Qatar because he was afraid he wouldn't be able to get the signal off the plane. So he was on the plane watching the fights tonight.
Он сидел сегодня в аэропорту в самолете и смотрел бои, потому что он боялся, что если он выйдет из самолета, там не будет достаточно хороший сигнал Wi-Fi, чтобы посмотреть. Поэтому он сидел в самолете и не выходил, чтобы досмотреть ивент.
В Катаре должен подраться Арман Сарукян. И хотелось бы узнать, ситуация в легком дивизионе какая сейчас. Если он побеждает, подерется ли он за титул? И если да, то когда? Потому что у Илья Топурия, у него уже есть бой какой-то, да, то есть в ближайшее время. То есть у него есть и вариант подраться с Пэдди Пимблетом, у него есть вариант подраться с Ламом Махачевым после того, как он победит Мадалену, да, если он победит Мадалену, да, суперфайт им сделают. И тогда вопрос, да, как долго может оттянуться этот бой, потому что Илья Топурия будет занят очень долго.
In Qatar, we're going to have a main event. Arman's going to be fighting in a lightweight. Will he be the number one contender if he wins? Because we got the champ, Ilia Topuria, who's already potentially has a fight scheduled. We don't know yet. Also, he's got a lot of options. He might be fighting Paddy Pimblett. He might be going up to the super fight. If Islam wins over Jack Della Maddalena, he might go up and have that super fight. So that means that it's going to be a really long time before we get into lightweight.
We don't know any of this yet either. Once we start to put these fights together, like you're saying, we'll figure that out. Yeah.
Пока не знаю, еще много всего должно произойти. Вот когда мы начнем уже решать, когда мы посмотрим, когда эти бои пройдут, тогда будем понимать, кто с кем будет драться.
And even to predict that now, I mean, that fight has to play out and see who wins and how it goes.
Сейчас раздумывать на том, как это пройдет, мы не можем, потому что тот бой еще не случился с Арманом, поэтому посмотрим, как он подерется, тогда будем решать.
А еще в Катаре также должен подраться Александр Топурия. Соответственно, Илья будет в углу у него, соответственно, там будет и Арман, и Илья. Будут ли какие-то специальные меры предприниматься по безопасности, чтобы их как-то развести, чтобы у них не было никакого конфликта между собой?
And also Alexander, Ilya's older brother, is fighting in Qatar as well. So most likely Ilya's going to be there, probably in his corner. Now we're going to have Ilya there. We're going to have Arman there. Obviously, they're beefing. Is there going to be something done security-wise to keep them separate?
We deal with that every Saturday. So, yeah, we'll handle it.
Каждую субботу мы должны смотреть за этим, поэтому мы обязательно справимся с этим.
Thank you for the great event.
Yeah, would you be interested in bringing back Francis Ngannou for the White House card to fight John Jones, since he might have to do Tom and Gane again? Or are you more interested in Alex versus John?
We haven't even started to put together we got to have this year play out before we even start thinking about what we're going to do for the White House. Yeah, we haven't even. I mean, we're not even going to start playing with that card till February.
Hi, Dana Rio here. How are you?
Hi.
With the mistakes that happened last week in the refereeing, I know there's a pool that comes in with the referees and you guys pick and choose from them. Would there be like some sort of a freezing period for the referee if he makes mistakes? And one more thing, in a recent interview with Ronda Rousey, says that she doesn't come to the UFC events because she's afraid of being booed by people. Giving or considering what she did to the organization, was there a reach out for her to come in? Is there a reason why we don't see her as often? And maybe something can be done. I like her so much, and I thought great relationship.
I love her. I have an incredible relationship with her, and obviously she's welcome to any event. She came to a Power Slap event in Vegas, and she's welcome to anything that we have. It's her house. Will always be her house. That's a personal thing for her. It doesn't have anything to do with us or at the UFC. But what was the other question? What was the first question?
Since there was so many mistakes with the refereeing back in Vancouver, is there going to be any kind of like a sit-out period for those refs that are making blatant mistakes?
I mean, that's up to the athletic commission. The athletic commission decides which referees come in and which judges. That's a question you have to ask them. Ask the athletic commission.
about the main event. Coming into this fight between the two of them, Ciryl was the underdog and Tom the most popular. With the few things we've seen into this fight, I feel like Ciryl was doing pretty well. Do you feel the same? And do you feel that he's earned respect so that people would care even more when you make this fight again and the odds would be more equivalent?
Yes. Yes, I agree. I think that I said earlier, because of the John Jones fight, I think everybody was sleeping on Ciryl Gane and sort of wrote him off. And he's right behind me. He's coming in next, so you guys can ask him how he felt. But I feel like, I'm sure in his camp, he was training like an animal for this fight. And it's unfortunate that it ended the way that it did. And yes, I think that there probably will be a lot more interest in the rematch after they saw, he had Tom bloodied up. And, Tom didn't want to continue in the fight. So the rematch is very interesting. What's that? Yeah, as soon as possible. Yep. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.